Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today. WOAI, the highlights, San Antonio Spurs Radio Network. Wemby gets his first playoff win last night. A great weekend of playoff basketball. WrestleMania 42 in the books. Multiple titles changed hands last night. And it is official. We are within draft week. It is Thursday. We're going to be in Pittsburgh for that Thursday and Friday for the NFL draft. A mega trade over the weekend in the NFL, which we will get to in just a couple of minutes. Along with Michelle Smallman, Courtney Cronin in for Chris Canty today. Evan Cohen with you. Good morning, ladies. How are we doing today? Smalls, Court?
Morning.
Morning. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back in New York City, back in studio with Evan. He's thrilled, and so am I.
I never said I wasn't or was thrilled. Don't put words in my mouth about me being thrilled. You're very excited to be here today.
So excited to be back in studio.
You haven't been in studio. You've been on the show. But you haven't been in studio for a week.
I miss hanging out with you guys in person.
That I don't believe.
It's true.
Rob and Cece and Mike, maybe.
And you too, Evan.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so NBA playoffs all throughout the weekend. And the Orlando Magic go wire to wire on the Pistons, obviously, because why wouldn't they go wire to wire on the Pistons? The 8 seed over the 1 seed last night. That was the biggest upset. But Wemby gets his first playoff win. They beat the Portland Trailblazers 111-98. And I'm so excited to play this piece of audio. So Tim Duncan and David Robinson are sitting there, which, by the way, they took the free T-shirts. So you know they give out the playoff T-shirts?
Yes.
Duncan and Robinson took the T-shirts and wore them, which is great. Because, like, what are they now? They're just fans of the team.
They're supporters.
I'm sure they have some sort of employment in some capacity with the Spurs, but whatever. They're fans of the team. So those two guys, first ballot Hall of Famers, 5-time champion in Tim Duncan, watching Wemby. And Ramona Shelburne asked an unbelievable question afterwards about the weight of living up to past Spurs legends with the two of them watching his win last night in San Antonio. And here is what Wemby had to say.
I would say it feels safe. It feels like if you trip, there's a lot of hands that are ready to catch you. So it's from day one, it's felt that way.
I'm going to do my best to try not to cry from this guy. This guy is the greatest ever. He is unbelievable. I don't know. Is he more prepared for superstardom than Peyton Manning, than LeBron James?
Yes.
Those two guys were so prepared for superstardom. Venus and Serena, prepared for superstardom. Is he the most prepared athlete we've ever seen for superstardom?
He doesn't say anything wrong, and he says everything so right. Because you can say things that are not inflammatory. You can make the media-friendly answers appear at all times. He gives us something. Like, this is somebody who, at a very young age, recognizes the weight of the responsibility on his shoulders, both individually for his organization and for the game and the league as a whole. And he does not shy away from that. He talks openly about how he wants to be one of the all-time greats. He's not threatened by other people. He is wise enough to know that he can lean on the past stars of his organization, and he wants to match them ultimately with this output. He's amazing.
They're there to catch me if I fall.
I didn't even mention how excellent he is at basketball.
Whatever. But like that's a given. But Courtney, this line, I couldn't get over this line.
That meant so much to so many people, and the way that he has welcomed all of the expectations of being the one to bring the Spurs franchise back into relevance, back into prominence, hell, back into the playoffs for the first time in a long time. The weight of that is not lost on this young man. And to Michelle's point, he never says anything wrong. I do really want to point out the very obvious thing here. He's French. English is not his first language. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when international superstars come and play over here, they either talk through a translator, they sometimes will give you very vanilla things because they don't want to mess up publicly or a perceived mess up or just flat out say the wrong thing. Every step along the way, you've gotten the most authentic version of himself in a version that we can consume. Those of us who don't speak French, those of us who, are getting to see him for the first 4 or 5 years of his career here in the United States. And I do think that matters because from the way he talked about what the awards mean to him and wanting to get to the 65 game threshold so he would be eligible for MVP, for Defensive Player of the Year, for all of those things. He's openly spoke about why that matters. And I do think this is a new version of a superstar that's not trying to give you the cookie cutter answers that we've seen to accept as a society, as sports fans. Like, he is very much willing to put himself out there and to say, I'm among, what was the line? Like, I'm among the stars, like someone's going to catch me if I fall. To know that this is not all on him, but in a lot of ways it is, because he's the face of that franchise. And to do that, 35 points, 5 threes in his postseason debut, you really couldn't ask for anything more than anybody when they finally make it to this stage, because now he's set the bar for himself here. Like, this is what we expect from Victor Wembanyama going forward.
He's amazing. He is truly, I don't
Is he your favorite player in the league?
Right now, non-Heat player?
Yeah, non-Heat, obviously.
He's certainly my favorite person that plays basketball in
The
league.
NBA's got to be thinking the same thing too, guys.
Right.
For how many times do we have the face of the league conversation and nobody wants to?
No, it's him. It's him.
It's absolutely. I mean,
It's
but
him.
like,
It's him. It's him.
we finally get to answer that.
Yeah, it's him.
And getting to really put the punctuation on that yesterday by the playoff debut. It wasn't this, I'm the face of the league of the regular season, and then I get to the playoffs and I'm nervous. No, he's so eloquently taken that torch in the responsibility that's been given to him. And I think he's done such a wonderful job with it by what he's done on and off the court.
Yeah, I just want to challenge one thing Small said, and I think she'll enjoy this challenge, which is, I think he's like, it's not that he just doesn't say anything wrong or says things right. He says things that make us think about that content of what he says forever. I will now think about this as a parent. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to my kids' games. Do I make them nervous by me being there, right? Like, which probably is true because they won every game this weekend and I didn't go to any because I was away, and they lose every game that I'm there. Anyway, not the point. But the point is, you're there as a parent to, like, be there for your kids falling or friends or teammates. It's just, he's so beyond his years. It's unbelievable, this guy.
Doesn't that also speak to the Spurs organization and Duncan and Robinson, that they have conveyed that to him? Like, hey, we are here to support you at all costs. Mm-hmm. We have lived this life. We understand the standards. We understand the pressure. And we are here to support you. Let us be your guides through this. Lean on us. That says a lot about them and about the environment in that organization.
Yes. And I want to give the Spurs all the credit in the world, but I think it's him. I think it's just like, I think he could have gone to any organization. I think he is a perfect match for that organization, but he could have gone to any of them, and he was this prepared. All right, so non-Spurs for a second. Non-Wemby, getting his first win, having these great comments, all the numbers that Courtney provided. The biggest NBA playoff takeaway for you of the weekend, Smalls, then Court, on this. Non-Spurs, biggest takeaway of the weekend.
Celtics, Jason Tatum looking great, especially early on, and the Celtics looking very scary in their playoff debut.
Courtney.
Nikola Jokic, my goodness, another triple-double. Like, we had this conversation yesterday morning on Best Week Ever about, this is not hyperbole, might he be the best playoff basketball player we've ever seen? Because the numbers are starting to support it in his playoff appearances and the amount of triple-doubles he's put up and the way that game started. Jamal Murray setting the table because Nikola Jokic had 6 points in the first half, and then he finishes with a 25-point triple-double.
Best playoff performer we've ever seen, like, individually?
No. Like, one of the best individually for him, the best playoff player we've maybe ever seen. Because if you look at the triple-double numbers from where Magic Johnson is to LeBron James to Nikola Jokic, and how fewer games Nikola Jokic, if you look at, like, the ratio, the amount of triple-doubles per playoff appearance, he's leading he's head and shoulders above where LeBron is in how many playoff games he has played in and how many triple doubles he's put up. It's wild. And I know that we're one game in and it was a great weekend of playoff hoops, and I'm with Michelle too. Like, I think that Jason Tatum coming back, how good he looked against the 76ers is one thing, but holy moly, Nikola Jokic did something that we've seen him do so many incredible things. I'm like, you did that after the way you started?
Yeah,
That's wild.
Winning championships, I think, is part of my equation for the playoff performance. But if you're saying the individual that plays the best in playoff games numerically, that's a different story. Obviously, Jokic could do that. I was going to say Tatum as well, honestly, because if somebody woke up yesterday and is a basketball fan and wasn't paying attention, they would have no idea no idea that he ever got hurt. Like, he does not look like he was an injured player. So I'll go with my second choice in terms of storyline from the weekend. I picked Lakers in 7 before the series. Do I need to change that to less than 7 games? Because if Kevin Durant ain't going to play for part of this series, he already missed game 1. I mean, the Lakers can absolutely win the series in less than 7 games if it's without Kevin Durant. I mean, let's be honest. And then, obviously they're hoping to get Luka back, who was not an MVP finalist. It was Shea, it was Wemby, and it was Jokic. I think they got that right.
I do too.
I have no issue with that whatsoever. Courtney, are you okay with those 3 finalists that they announced last night?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so none of us have any issue with Luka not being a finalist. No. That's fine. Those 3 players. So we're going to have, we knew this going in, but we're going to have another international MVP, which we've had a bunch in a row here. But yeah, I mean, the Lakers playing the Rockets, if both teams are shorthanded, tie goes to LeBron in this case. I had it going to LeBron prior to this, but if Kevin Durant is not playing for part of the, now listen, he may play game 2, but he didn't play in game 1, and we don't know what's going to happen here moving forward. So, I mean, that's a huge storyline as well. I don't think Detroit's going to lose the series, but, I mean, you got to get more than just Cade. He had 39, but nobody else was doing anything for him. And that Orlando team had 5 guys, their entire starting lineup, 16 plus. And Oklahoma City's really good. That's not going to be much of a series against the Phoenix Suns. Breaking news on that one. All right, so there was a lot of NBA. We will continue the NBA conversation coming up as well. But a blockbuster trade in the NFL setting up draft week this Thursday and Friday. We're going to be live in Pittsburgh for the NFL draft. And yet another team has 2 first-rounders, but this team has 2 in the top 10. We will dive into that trade, that blockbuster, coming up next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.